I'm the nigga they talk about. Hey, the Chico, get out my nigga. Ain't a nan niggerilla. Chopper hit your kids like a bad babysitter. Boy and girl shooter, call them Charlo and Regis. Louboutin red bottoms, jacket leather thriller. Run in your bando, sticks blow till we low on ammo. Tape on the handle, kick back strong just like Rambo. Knock shit down right now, put you in the dirt in the damn hole. Hit your baby mom, stick her down, put it in her face like a finger roll. Austin 316, cause I'm stone cold with the chains on. Boston, Kyrie, game 7, you niggas a no-show. Extended extensions won't get you likes in these mentions. You get beat with the Smithing just like when JR ain't listen. Got some shooters that shoot that knock the stop sign out your biscuit.
Y'all know what it is when y'all see this. I don't even know why y'all bugging. Y'all know what it is. You about to get this work. Just come on, step in real quick. Give y'all some time real quick to get together. Listen, I know I always start a live like that, but just relax. Come on in. You know, grab you something to just take a couple puffs. It's a short one, you know what I mean? And I always say short. Short is 30, 40 minutes for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do this, so 30, 40 minutes is short. We're just gonna go over a couple things that I'm seeing in the ether that we need to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I got my sea moss, you know, on the late night. I got my Cushington Bank. This is that lemongrass from the cookie store. Shout out to Broner. 19th and Broadway. Go get you some cookies. This ain't cookies though. This lemongrass. Infused. Tarantula. 29% THC. Listen. I'm not out here trying to smoke Reggie all day. That's Reginald, Reggie Bush, Reginald and them, Reginald Reagan. I'm not trying to smoke no Reginald Reagan. That's Ronald's brother. Ronald as in Ronald McDonald. A lot of y'all out here is from Ronald McDonald. You know what he do, and what I'm gonna be doing is getting you guys a red nose and some size 12 Chuck Taylors. And if you wear a size 12, I'm gonna get you a size 24. We need a size 24 Chuck Taylor in a red nose and a red wig. We gonna get you together today. Welcome to the channel, man. Now that y'all in here, it's Troy Killertainment King. You know what it is, aka Cuerno de Chivo, from my Mexican brothers. Hamza, different level, aka Hamza, aka King Chivo. You know what I mean? Garlic butter gangster with gratitude. It's time to work. I just want to talk about a couple things today. First, Haney, hey bro, you did a good job promoting yourself and getting yourself out here. I get it. Sometimes I be forgetting, bro. I forget. You gotta bear with me. You know what I mean? You gotta remember, these people who run this, they keep y'all entertained by just doing kind of anything and making it come together. Let me explain it to you. He never was gonna fight Gary Russell. He always was gonna fight Gamboa. I'll say the rest of that for tomorrow. You can't be dropping stuff in here, dog. He always was gonna fight. He always was gonna fight Gamboa. The Gary Russell was just to stir it up, just to whip it. Yeah, that was just to do all that. He was whipping it up. You know what I'm saying? And after he whipped it up, he came out with Gamboa. Now, I like the way how you put that together, bro. That was genius. And that's why it's better to be your own promoter. Ownership. You cannot edit my creative. All advertising go through me. Let me tell you. Now, editing the creative, that's different. Because once you in the ring, there is no editing that. The only thing that they can do is the announcers can kind of try to paint a narrative to create something different. Even when the viewer is watching the person whoop some, excuse me, little burpee there, whoop somebody. Because remember, it's 3 ways you can learn. Hands-on, which I think is kinetic, hearing, and seeing. If you're already watching boxing and you're not doing it and you never did it, and when the announcers start to tell you what you think you seeing because you never did it, then you start to believe it. It don't matter what your eyes see. Because remember, you're supposed to believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see. Now, if that's a saying that people been saying, especially black folks, we've been saying that. Listen, believe nothing of what you hear and only believe half of what you see. I know y'all heard that before. And this is why these videos, I'll be having to really get into the bag. Because when I pull out the skeleton and I breathe on it, flesh appears and then they just start walking away. So I need you to just walk with me real quick. Alright? So what you want to do is you want to go to a gym. You want to learn how to jab in the privacy of your own home. You want to watch the golden era of boxing. We talked about that on the last video. You want to watch the golden era of boxing because that's going to teach you the most about boxing. That's why. The golden era of anything was when it was at its highest level of civilization. It was at the best. So you got to watch the golden era. Once you watch that, you're going to be watching Ray Leonard's. You're going to be watch all of them. All the fighters. A to F list. 1 to 10. Watch them all. You can learn something. Next, once you start learning boxing, remember, you only believe half of what you see because the hand is quicker than the eye. So you only believe half of what you see. That's why. That's why they say the hand is quicker than the eye. It is. That's why a magician has a sleight of hand. A gypsy king, a magician. You know what I mean? Sleight of hand. Like, I don't have to be fast because if I take my time, it's called timing. It don't matter how fast you is. I can clip you. I don't have to be fast. I'm just going off the rules that were given to Hamza. Okay? Secondly, or not secondly, just any time, any number. If you only believe half of what you see, then you really need to start studying defense and intricacies because the sleight of hand is only quick when you don't know it's slight. You feel me? So when you know how a jab can come, how you can hook off the jab, how you can flick the jab, what angle it come from when you flick it. To learn how to block the flick, you gotta learn how to flick. It's common sense. To learn how to not do anything, you have to learn what it's about, what it does. You have to integrate it into your mind. Not necessarily physically, but you have to integrate it into your mind, which is spiritually. Once you integrate whatever you're trying to do, you'll start to know about it. Once you know about it, you'll start to know how to cultivate it or stop it from cultivating, which is a jab upside your temple. The temple that no man built. That's the temple you really supposed to go into. Hey, think about it. It's in the book. Because Solomon was going to build a temple and he stopped it. He said, hey, I'm on the mountain. I'm on the throne, bro. I made you. I've seen every temple you have built. But why would you build a temple for me? I've seen all the man has done. For I am God, not me per se. I'm made in his likeness, though. And then he said, I want you to go into the temple not built by man. So, once you put things inside of your temple, you understand how to make it grow or how to make it stop growing. Now, if we cross-reference that to a jab and timing on this objective plane, then once you learn how to once you have an educated jab hand, that means you hooking, shooting the jab straight, flicking it, up jabbing, rolling down here jabbing. When you jabbing to the body like this, the hand is right here, so because they could throw a right hand over top. Okay, because sometimes you gotta remember, I forgot more than y'all ever learned. Okay, and sometimes I remind myself reminds my person of what I know. And that's a bar when you get to this level. Have a sip of sea moss with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. Okay? It's like a broth. It's really tasty. 92 minerals in there. What you want to do is, once you understand how to neutralize the educated jab, then you understand other things. So I'm just giving you a little insight of what's going on, but I don't really like the Haney and Gamboa fight right now, because maybe if it was like if Gamboa had time to really recover from an Achilles tendon tear. Now, I ruptured my Achilles tendon. That's what I was gonna turn pro earlier in my earlier 30s, but once I tore my Achilles tendon, doing that, and I hitting when I was doing that from deep pause, listen. Just go on Twitter, my man Jonathan Hill, John Wilder, I'm sorry, he can vouch for that. You know, I got a lot of people that I've tore down in my life. Now, y'all know I'm southpaw, but I'm shooting with my right hand. So what do that tell you? I write with my left. Like when I pick something up like this, I write like this. That's my left hand. I throw a football with my left. And I box left-handed because I'm a natural southpaw. But I shoot a basketball with my right hand, like LeBron James. I know y'all probably didn't know that. Yes, LeBron James is left-handed. He writes with his left hand, but he shoots with his right. Bang. Y'all gonna be like, I didn't know that. And it's a fact. Secondly, the reason why I don't like I said secondly like 1,000 times, but the Haney and Gamboa, because not too long ago he fought Tank. I don't even know what date that was. Let me look it up real quick. Let me see real quick. Haney, Tank and Gamboa. Tank versus Gamboa. When was that? December 28th, 2019. If I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yeah, it was probably December 28th, 2019. Now listen, I tore my Achilles tendon. It took, if I would have had money of a Gamboa, I probably would have got back quicker. But even when David Haye tore his, it's kind of takes a while to get back. Like I did massive, extensive research. I had a ultrasound therapy machine. Bro, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. If y'all just take the time to listen, I had an ultrasound therapy machine. I was in the pool. Like, I was doing a lot, man. I had to do a lot to start boxing because I had just ruptured my Achilles. I was like, man, it was bad. It was bad. I cried when I did it. I shouldn't have even been out there hooping for real, but, I wanted to get some rec. I ruptured my Achilles. That got better. I just had to do massive, like my therapist. By the time I even got to a physical therapist, she was like, I don't even know what to say. Like, you've done so much. I was in the pool every day for a month, Monday through Sunday. Every day. I didn't miss one day. I asked my brother and my people. I was there every day. I started lifting weights. That's when I start to blow up again because I started hitting weights on the regular. But that's neither here or there. I tore my Achilles. I ruptured it completely. The Thompson test, all of that. After that, it heals. I start boxing again. Now, Gamboa tore his Achilles in December the 28th. And what is this? Let me see what this is. Calendar. We are in September. So how many months is that? January. Well, all right. Say he tore his Achilles. He got money. He went to the doctor. They had him in surgery the next day. Well, if that's what happened, then yes. If he's doing therapy, because that's the thing. When I went to my doctor, Dr. Miller, Surgeon Miller, he said, "Listen, Troy." He was telling people, we don't do a cast. You're not going to do all of that. He was like, listen, I do all the San Francisco Giants. If you had money like them, if you would have tore your Achilles, the next day, you would have been in surgery. And then the next day, you would have been in rehab. And then a month later, you would have been out doing this again. So I'm saying it's a possibility, but your leg takes a while, bro. Surgery and a tendon that's been locked, dog. I'm telling you, the joint be dumb sore. It's crazy. I just really don't think 9 months off of an Achilles tendon tear, he's going to be fully back to being the Gamboa. That's why it's just not a good fight right now. I know he tore his Achilles, okay? Don't even, just look it up. I knew it happened, all right? So that's why I don't really like that. But, he could fight other 35-pounders. If he is a champion or whatever, he can get some work with anybody else at 35. Make one of them 30-pounders come up like Burchell. That'd be a good fight. Devin Haney and Burchell. I wouldn't mind seeing that. It's a good clash of styles. Make that happen. Let me see what time it is. It's 8:29 out here. We in Oakland. Don't even trip. We dripping. What we want to talk about? Oh, snap. Charlo and Derevyanchenko. Listen, and the other Charlo and Rosario. That's a good fight. As far as the Charlo at 160, Jamal Charlo. Jamal, that's gonna be a difficult fight. If Jamal win this, then a Canelo fight, he's ready for a Canelo fight. If he beat him, whoever wins this fight, Canelo's gonna be looking to get work with after Yildirim. Now don't say I didn't say it. It's probably gonna be Charlo first, because Andre is on DAZN, on DAZN, and that's kind of like he ain't trying to do business with them, so we know how that's gonna go. So I would say he would fight Charlo first, out of the Derevyanchenko and Charlo fight, because that would put Charlo like on the map. You know what I mean? That would be the best opponent to date that Charlo has fought, the best with the best resume, and beating the Derevyanchenko. And if he's stopping, it's real. You know what I mean? Canelo gonna be looking to get that, because Canelo can make 30 million then, because everyone will know who Charlo is. He's fighting someone from another country, a Ukrainian, the technician. So all the Ukrainians are going to be paying attention to Charlo, and if he beat him and stop him, then, hey, it's like the movie Highlander. There can only be one. Y'all know, hey, if you never seen Highlander, hey, man, you got a lot to do. There can only be one. So if he do that, then he'll take all his fans, and then we rocking. Charlo, let's work. Stay on your jab. Listen, Charlo, bend your knees. I'm not out here to play with everybody and just be talking about how y'all buying whips and buying homes, which is great. Technically, bend them knees, blood, for real. Bend your knees and shoot your jab. Keep your hands up good. Move your head a little bit. You know what I mean? Derevyanchenko don't really move his head. He got decent head movement though. And you know, he does know how to switch up his jabs. Like, he could throw a strong jab and he could throw small jabs once he gets you in position already. I did the film study on him. Once he gets you in position, he'll just be going pop, 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 pop. And then putting little punches together, because he be in shape. He's a technician. He can switch his styles up. So you gotta be careful, blood. You gotta be aware, be alert. Keep them knees bent. Be aware of the overhand, because you're the taller fighter. That's just some quick, you know what I mean? Come on, man, we gotta work. We need this Canelo work. I wanna see it, bro. Like, this is why I wanna see Charlo beat Derevyanchenko. Not just because he's black, but, and he, you know what I mean, he looked like me. It's nothing wrong with saying that. That's okay. I'm not racist, because David Benavidez was on TV saying he wanted this dude to win just because he was Mexican, and that was okay. You know what I mean? And that's facts. Black dude with the bald head on Showtime was interviewing him. He was like, that's okay, you can say that. You know what I mean? And your people's is good. But I will say that if Derevyanchenko fought Canelo, that's a bag. I know that's a decent fight for Canelo, but anytime you Canelo's height and you gotta come to him, and that's just not a good fight for Derevyanchenko. Canelo, it's just not good, because he'll do some things to him due to his height, and they around the same height. They both like 5'7", 5'7.5", 5'8". So I seen Derevyanchenko in person. He ain't that tall. He about the same height as my big homie Mike Guy, who fight at 68. Well, I'm older. I think I'm older than Mike Guy, but he fight at a higher weight class than me. He actually fought Derevyanchenko. Shout out to Mike Guy and shout out to Ace from Queens out there. I think Antioch at their gym out there. Shout out to Ace, you my homie, bro. You and Mike. Where we at? Derevyanchenko. So listen, the reason why I'd rather see Charlo fighting, because Charlo fight Canelo, or Canelo fight Charlo. I'd rather see that, because, man, I'm not going to sit up here and cap with you. Canelo needs that name on his resume. You know what I mean? He need Charlo. He actually need both the Charlos. I'm going to be the first to say that. He need both the Charlos. That's something that's never been done before. Somebody beat two twin brothers. He would need both them and Demetrius Andrade. And Caleb Plant, Callum Smith, David Benavidez. He need all of them, dog. He only 30. He got work to do. And that's why he could get them fight. He'll take them fights if y'all give him the fights he want. He fought Triple G, and he ran it back how everybody wanted to see it. And it was a great fight. I learned a lot. Then he turned around and nobody... Listen, I'm going to say this. and I'm going to be one of the first people to say this, ever. After Canelo lost to Floyd Mayweather, you didn't say, hey, I wonder what him and Kovalev will look like. You never said that, because you never thought he'd just fight Kovalev. You feel me? I don't want to hear nothing about Kovalev being dead and all of that. That's on Kovalev. That's his fault. Bernard Hopkins fought till he was 50. Roberto Duran fought from 1968 all the way to the 90s and beat Iran Barkley after he was not even in his prime no more. Archie Moore, Floyd Patterson, Muhammad Ali, how many fighters you want me to name? I said Bernard, like Floyd. Do you want me to keep going? Like, there's a lot of fighters that fought past their prime. Sugar Ray Leonard, you know, he beat Donnie Lalonde. You know what I mean? He came back off of a 2-year layoff and beat Marvin Hagler. Like, I used to give people those excuses, but that's dead with me. Like, ain't no more excuses, because for every excuse, somebody did it. Like, Sugar Ray Leonard, I don't think hadn't fought in a couple years, if not a year. Just say it, 1 year off of retirement, and came back and fought Marvin Hagler and beat him. Like, come on, bro. Ain't no excuses. So, Canelo, you got work to do. You one of my favorites, but you get, everybody gets work, dog. Everybody gets this work, because I keeps it neutral. Where else we got? What else we got? The small Charlo. There we go. The small Charlo. The small Charlo, I need to see, because I know Rosario gonna put pressure on him, and I heard Derevyanchenko say he gonna put pressure. I heard it on the Ethernet. He gonna put pressure on Charlo early and try to, you know, make him. Hey, he said it, so it's not a secret. So you already know what it is. Rosario is coming forward because he's a puncher that comes forward. Charlo is going to be boxing, and if not, they're going to be standing going toe-to-toe. You know what I mean? So if you trying to win and keep your belt, you be smart in there. It's a thinking man's game. That's boxing. Hey, let all these other people talk about how you ran and all that. Work. Get that jab off. It's hit and not get hit. Check hook. Move your head. Bend your knees. Keep it simple. Break him down so you can get the stoppage. You know what I mean? But it's a thinking person's game. Next. I don't know how that fight's going to turn out, because I hadn't seen a lot of Rosario. I just seen him against J-Rock. I just seen him against J-Rock, so it's kind of like, you know, I know he put pressure. Evidently, I did see him against my homie Marcos. Shout out to Marcos Hernandez. He fought dude too, I think. Rosario. I think he beat Marcos Hernandez. I sparred Marcos Hernandez. He's some good work. Shout out to Marcos. Marcos also fought Kevin Newman, the second coming. My dude Kevin. Paul, that name. Yeah, so it just depends, man. That's a fight I'm looking forward to see. Can't wait to see that one, because that's a clash of styles. And like, just I know Rosario. Well, I'm not gonna say I know, but to my knowledge, I don't think Rosario coming to box. Like, he coming to come forward and get work. So somebody could get stopped, and it's gonna be real. So, you know, at some point in the fight, though, somebody gonna have to start thinking so they can come out the victor. So, you know, it's a thinking person's game. Let's work. Who else we got? We went over such and such. We went over Derevyanchenko, Charlo. We went over Haney, Gamboa. We went over. And you remember that show Partner Interruption? And you remember how at the end they used to make mistakes? Like, if y'all catch the mistakes, if I made any mistakes, leave them in the comments. Definitely leave them in the comments. Hit the like button. Leave them in the comments. but I do fact check some of the stuff I be saying. So if you just biased, listen, bro, don't even leave a comment. Just chill. Because you just gonna say something stupid. And then I'm gonna body you in the comment. Alright? Don't say, don't nobody want this fight. Because my man Fanon over there, the high level negotiator, he taught me what the cat's paw is. And that's what he said. He sees, listen, if Fanon said it and he's a professional at it, I'm going to take heed to it because I was a professional. And he can witness something by looking at it. Because negotiating is about talking back and forth, communicating. And if two people are communicating via of Ethernet, then he done heard negotiating in the ether before, so he's gonna be able to pick up on it. So due to his knowledge as a professional, I'm gonna say Floyd's running the cat's paw. So you really have to understand why these fights are not taking place. Just stop saying people were scared because that's not it. Alright? Just don't do that. You sound stupid. You have to be able to listen, I'm gonna give y'all a challenge. Be able to explain it technically why somebody doesn't want to fight somebody. Technically. Then you could say, I think he doesn't want the fight because if styles make fights, this fighter has these attributes in his style and this fighter doesn't, and that's why. That's how you explain it. Not the foolery, all be, hey man, you're not even gonna go there. Cause I ain't gonna have y'all mess up my dinner I ate. Cause, you know what I mean, y'all be clowning. Let me think. Where we at with it next? We went over Haney, Gamboa. Oh, next, Derevyanchenko to Charlo. That's yet to be seen. They haven't fought, but I just broke their styles down a little bit. Let me think. Crawford and Brook. Alright, Crawford and Brook. Alright, we gonna make this quick. Alright? Because I hear a lot of people saying the same arguments. And it's stupid at the end of the day. Alright, PBC doing their thing. They got the belts. They got the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC. They're really not worried about the WBO because they feel like that's a top-ranked belt. But to be undisputed, you need all four. So it doesn't matter if you think it's a top-ranked belt or not. It's just for the simple fact that if Terrence Crawford is going to fight Brook next because he can't get the fights that he wants that's on the PBC side, he's going to fight Brook, and that's just it. That's all you can do. Because after Danny Garcia and Errol fight, they're talking about Sean Porter stepping in and fighting the winner when he already fought both guys. Hey, Sean, my man, Ohioan, won't you step aside, bro? Take some step aside money and let Terrence get some work, bro. Let the fight happen so we can really see if somebody don't want to fight or not. This how you do it. This how it should work. Listen, once I say this, you could just chill because I know what's going on. After the winner out of Errol Spence and Danny Garcia, Sean Porter is supposed to get the winner. When he's already fought Errol Spence and lost in a controversial decision, and he also beat Danny Garcia, okay? He's already fought both. He can take some step aside money after the winner and let Terrence, because whoever win this one, well, ain't like this just gonna be belts. It's gonna be Danny will be the unified champ, and then Errol wouldn't be the unified champ anymore because he got the WBC and the IBF. So it wouldn't like Danny Garcia would just be gaining 2 belts, and Sean Porter doesn't even have a belt. So I think instead of doing that, Sean Porter should step aside, take some step aside money from Top Rank, and let Terrence Crawford get in there with his belt, see if somebody can take it, whatever happens with that, then we'll have all 3 belts, and then the winner can fight Pacquiao in the grand finale. Listen, that is how it should be done. You can't hate. You can't hate on that. You can't. Listen, you can say whatever you want to say. I don't care at that point. Because all Sean Porter has to do is say, listen, I fought both of them already. And then Sean Porter just fought not too long ago. And they going to fight in November. So if nobody fights in December or January, somebody's probably going to be fighting in March. It can be Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Because Sean Porter can just step aside. Be it made that Errol Spence beats Danny Garcia. If he doesn't beat him, it can be Terrence Crawford and Danny Garcia. Sean will have to just let them get that work. And then whoever wins, you can fight either Manny Pacquiao, and then after that, people can get back. But we need to see who can get this undisputed work. We need to see it. Somebody gonna have to step aside. And that has gonna have to be Sean Porter, all right? In the meantime, he fighting Brook, all right? Listen, I don't want to hear nothing about money off of what I just said. I don't want to hear none of that because Sean Porter it's in talks, and everybody's saying it's looking like that the winner out of Danny Garcia and Errol Spence is gonna fight Sean Porter. All Sean Porter has to do is be the bigger man and step aside. Take some step aside money. Take 500 racks. Chill. That's good step aside money. To do nothing. An extra 500 to step aside and let them get their work. You take another little rest. You can live off that 500 racks. Buy some more land. You know, you already a millionaire. You know, multi-millionaire. You doing your thing, bro. You can step aside, let the WBO get in there against the winner out of Danny Garcia and Earl. And then whoever wins out of Danny Garcia and Earl, and then they fight Terrence Crawford, they will have 3 belts. And then the winner of that can fight Manny Pacquiao. Until then, Brook is on the table, bro. So that was me hitting the buttons looking for Brook. Don't trip. Brook is on the table. So how that fight matches up stylistically. Let me think. I think Terrence Crawford is a stoppage. Brook got 2 bad eyes. He had 1 bad eye when he fought Earl. Listen, I was on the phone with my man the other day, Paul, and he said he didn't want to see Terrence Crawford fight Brook because he had 2 bad eyes. I said, okay, if that's your logic, then why would you give Spence credit for beating him when he had 1 bad eye? He had nothing to say. And then he kind of had to retract his statement. Hey, T1, you lost. Just off that logic alone. And once I caught you in that trap, it wasn't nothing you can do because that was your logic. That was a body. See, that was a side conversation I had with my homie because he kept saying Crawford needs to fight somebody. Well, he's about to fight Brook. He said, well, he didn't want to see it because he had 2 bad eyes. Well, I said, well, when he fought Earl, he had 1 bad eye. So now he got 2 of them. Like, it's going to be twice as bad for him. Yeah. You know why? Because Brook don't really move his head. He not really slick. And when he just not slick, for real. He don't really have head movement. He don't really bend his knees. You know what I mean? So, and that ain't something you can really learn in one camp. So it don't matter. You got to learn how to move his head. He was really not a good defender. You know what I mean? So he's going to be getting caught with some shots. And he's going to be surprised how strong Bud is. Bud can fight right-handed, left-handed, high guard, inside, and slick on his feet. All those are facts. He fought Jose Benavidez standing right there. You know what I mean? In the high guard. He gave minimal movement. He fought Victor Postol, boxing on his toes, catching him coming in. You know what I mean? The littler fighters, he banged with him when he was at 35. Not coming down from 47 or at 47 asking 35ers and 40ers to come up. He actually was at 35. He boxed the Ray Beltran easy. You know what I mean? He pressed Ricky Burns. You know what I mean? He boxed Felix Diaz and punished him, who was a Dominican gold medalist. You know what I mean? Who else? What else we got? He stopped Ndongo with a body shot. He boxed Brady Prescott, who was the first person to knock out Amir Khan. My bad, hit the thing. Who else? What else? You know, it's a lot. So Terrence is gonna do this. Terrence is most likely is projected to win. He gonna put in his work. Brook is gonna be a good fight. He ain't fought in a long time. He gonna probably get the 1.5 because that's what he made in his last 3 fights. He can't get 10 million. That's just foolishness. When you only got 2.5 for Pacquiao, just like Broner did. So that's the fight that's projected to be in the future for Bud and Brook. So they was talking about, I seen on Boxing Scene, they was talking about doing it maybe in Omaha or something. That'd be a good look. Because you could do it in your hometown, sell that out. Or you could do it at the MGM. You know what I mean? Depending on if Vegas is open or not and people can come in with their masks. It's been done before in boxing with masks. So, hey, let's get to work. It's okay. I just want to see it. Who we got? Oh, last but not least, we got Adrian Broner. He's making a return. So, Adrian Broner getting out here and getting some wizard. Adrian Broner, man, they talk about you about to fight Prograis at 140. Hey, bro. Hey, y'all need to pay Broner $10 million, dog. You know what I don't like about you, dog? Who is that in battle rap? Somebody tell me. You know what I don't like about you, dog? It's a whole list of things. You know what I do like about Broner? Pause. It's a whole list of things. Pause. It's because he gets real work out here. Like, when are we going to give people credit for getting real work and not getting their brains beat out? Pause. And actually looking good and giving the fighter, yes, you take some type of punishment. You get wrong when you in there with certain competition. Floyd has happened to Floyd. It's happened to Broner. But what some people don't do is turn down fades. And listen, just think about this. Every time you went to the barbershop, you got a fade. A Nas fade. Like on Belly, of course. Because what other fade? Or a Boosie fade. My bad, Boosie. Boosie. Chill. Boosie. The Boosie fade. If you ain't getting the Boosie fade or the Nas fade, or dang, see this? Or the Kid and Play from House Party, the high top fade. You know what I mean? Dang. Or the South Side fade, let the braids hang. The Travis. And so listen, whatever fade you choose to get that fade, all right? But that's every time you get in the chair, that's the fade you getting. That's called the Adrian Broner from now on. When you sit in the chair, say, I want the Adrian Broner Boosie style. When you get in the chair, say, hey, I want the Adrian Broner back on the Kid and Play days. When you say, hey, I want the Adrian Broner, dog. Hey, what's the Adrian Broner? I want the fade. Well, why is it the fade? Because he don't turn down the fade. So it's the Adrian Broner, and then you got to tell him what I want the Belly, the Nas joint. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. This is what I do. Don't even trip. He about to fight Regis Prograis. Now listen, if you haven't, your last opponent was Manny Pacquiao like a year ago. Hold on, we gonna fact check it. We're not gonna play because we can do this. That's what these is for. Broner, versus Pacquiao. What date was this? Date January 19th, 2019, I think. January 19th, 2019. So that was at the beginning of January. So that's like a year and 9 months. So, hey, your first fight coming back, you fighting Regis? You are a real one, buddy. But what can you expect from Broner, who's from Cincinnati, and Haney, who's from Cleveland? And once again, y'all literally on here trying to act like I'm biased when the same people that's running the same promotion that you vouching for is from Cleveland. Hey, bro, you just gotta chill. You just gotta chill. Believe me. Believe me. I'm about to look up and see when Regis fought. Regis, Prograis. Came right up. Prograis. It's Prograis versus when he fought Taylor. When did he fight Josh Taylor? Regis held the WBA title in 2019. October 26, 2019. So that was at the end. That was like right now. You know what I mean? Well, a month from now, September. So that was like a month from now in October. So that's almost coming up on a year. So Broner been off a year and 9 months. Prograis been off about a year. So they let their bodies rest. That Prograis fight was a tough fight. That was a hard fight. I felt like Prograis, I felt like it was his weight cut. He didn't have the same explosiveness and I felt like he didn't have it. I felt like it was the weight cut. Broner can make 140, so he's gonna be at 140. He can make 140 pretty easy, cause he only 5'6.5". So they both the same height. Regis can box. He left-handed. Hey, matter of fact, Broner, I'm left-handed. You need to hit me up so I can help you get right. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be on that ass. Pause. I'm not here to play with you in sparring and let you think you can do what you want. So if you want some work, you definitely, hey, y'all can share this to my man Broner. Our birthday on the same day. Let's work. Danny Garcia, I need that work too. Then we'll top it off with Earl a little bit. We'll get somewhere. Or we'll save Earl for last. You know what I'm saying? I need to get some with Bud too. You know what I mean? I need Danny Garcia first because he about to fight Earl. And then Broner next because he going to fight Regis. And then I'm just going to get some work with Bud because we have a ongoing thing in the DMs where we just be. And then I just talked to my man Castillo the other day. Hold on, Castillo Clayton, that everybody was acting like, you know what I mean, who's 18-0 right now. You know what? I ain't even gonna be corny and show y'all that. That last video I did on the post, and then we was on the thing on the channel, and I was like on the thing. Castillo hit me when he said he'd be in the States, so be looking out for Castillo Clayton. Some interviews, maybe wherever he at, we can get together, we can get some work, then we can keep it pushing. I can interview him. So shout out to Clayton for getting back with me. That's a part of the channel and making the channel grow when we do things like that. That type of thing, that's what this channel was about. Going to get work. See, at that time, it wasn't time to get work. Now it's time to start getting work. So yes, I will be getting work with some of your favorites in the welterweight because I'm only walking around at 147. I'm a real welterweight. And that's on a strict vegan diet. I barely eat bananas. I don't eat corn. I don't eat broccoli, cauliflower. I don't eat orange carrots. You know what I mean? I really don't. I don't eat hybrid vegetables or man-made vegetables. Those are cultivated by man. So, that was just a little quick game. But yeah, so I'm a real welterweight, and that's because I'm vegan. If I wasn't vegan, I would be 170 easy. You know what I mean? I'm naturally like blow up like that because I was a weightlifting freak. You know what I mean? Paul. Let me see who's texting right now. Oh, that's my man Riley. He gonna come through and get some. I got my homie. Listen, we about to be getting together with my man Ohio Runs Boxing. And my other homie D Dub. Pause. We gonna get together one of the days this week. I'm gonna be zooming it. We gonna get that work in. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all, man. I wanted to talk about Adrian. Adrian, I need that work with you for Regis, bro. I need that. I need that work. I need to get you on my resume of people I work with. You know what I mean? Khan, Berto, Andre, Rudy Puga, Aaron Coley, Kareem Mayfield, Ricardo Williams Jr., Levon Grama Java, Tony Hirsch. Who else? Greg Hackett. Cleotis Pendarvis. My man Mookie from LA. Good work. Good. Ricardo Pinell. Will Shaw fought on PBC a little bit ago. Will, get it together, bro. Who else? Heiderman, fight at Bellator, I think. Heiderman, Nate Diaz, Gilbert Melendez. Yeah, bro, them all my homies for real too. Them cool people. So yeah, man. That's all I got today. I just wanted to get this video out to y'all so y'all can pick it apart. Think about it. A lot of them fights, as far as Regis and Broner, that's just a good fight. A lefty versus, and you know the crazy part is, I feel like that's a good fight for Broner to win a title because that's a credible opponent, and he just coming off the Pacquiao fight, and he just fought. And the thing is, after you fight a Pacquiao, and you get you used to that type of speed and awkwardness, then you get in there with a Regis, who's awkward also, but can box, but his head movement is kind of awkward. He is not as quick as Pacquiao, but he hitting hard as Pacquiao, though. That's the thing. And he got good defense. So, but they're both boxers, so it's going to be some good work. It's going to definitely be some good work. So I want to see it. I want to see it. That's a good fight. Hey, Broner, you are the epitome of a fade, bro. From now on, when I sit down in my chair, I'm going to be coming to the barbershop like this. Because I'm not getting no fade. Like, I might grow this out for like 4 years. And then after about 4 years, then I might get a fade and get the south side fade and let the braids hang. And then hopefully it'll be out of style then, and I'll be the only one rocking it. You know what I mean? I like to do it when ain't nobody doing it. Hold on. How you come in the barbershop? You don't know if we doing house visits? Hey, leave me alone, I'm creating. Hey, can I do it? I will do it if you just let me do it. It don't need to go right now. Was you bored? No, I said I'll do it. You done. Oh, that's going in a video too. Hey, I'm trying to get it cut. What's up with everybody? What's up? Hey, did you see that fight? Hey, you see how dude got hit? Hey, what's up? Hey, when you supposed to come take my boot camp, bro? What happened? You missed it? Hey, don't miss another boot camp, bro. I got a boot camp, it's called 12-3, don't trip. Yeah, what's up? Hey, who you got? How many you got? Man, I got like, you couldn't do, you really need to be cutting him because somebody zeked him and he looking crazy. You can get him after me. You definitely need to get Cousin though. Because whoever zeked him, now he got a 5 head, not a 4 head. So 0-1 and then I'm next. All right. Hey, I want the Adrian Broner when you go. All right, let me get the AB. Then it's your turn. You sit down in the chair. You like, he asks you what you want. He gonna be like, hey, blood, you said you wanted the AB. Like, I ain't never heard of that cut before. Yeah, just give me. It's called the Adrian Broner. What? What that mean? Cause he don't turn down no fades. He gets all work. That's why I want but I want the South Side with the braids hang AB. That's the Travis South Side braid. Let the fade hang off the y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like let me get that though. The South Side AB. Yeah. Or you sit down in a chair and just be like, hey, let me get the AB on belly. Like what, man? What is that? Hey, bro, remember on belly the knobs? It's still the fade, but it's the knobs is on belly. Come on, bro, you gotta keep up. You know this is, you know what I mean, yo. But yeah, that's it for today, dog. My bad, I ain't mean to clown like that, man. I was just clowning, y'all. We out. Hey, don't hate. Show mad love to everybody. That means letting people eat soup at your table, even when they do you wrong. Comment, subscribe. You just gotta eat right. You got to. Let me tell you why. I know this is some quick game. It's a different way of thinking, just quick. Because you already know I gotta hit y'all with the vegan bars at the end. Okay, when you go to the grocery store, you get apples, you get fruit, you get, lettuce. That stuff is alive because it grows out of the earth. So it's alive. Because when you don't eat it in time, it rots. When you eat those, but when you eat meat, it's not alive. It's dead. So the actual fruits and vegetables that you're eating that's alive, if they're alive and it's 5 different apples, those 5 different, listen, everything that's physical has a spiritual. Facts. So if an apple is a physical, then it's a spiritual apple. So when you eat the physical apple, you're feeding your spirit too with the spirit of the apple. I know that's deep. I know it is. But just think about it. I don't care if it's a carrot. You can say, well, you just said you don't eat carrots. I do. I don't eat orange carrots. I eat white and purple carrots. Get them from Trader Joe's. Listen. Say you eat a carrot, right? Every carrot you eat that's alive has a carrot spirit. You feeding your spirit. Now, whatever vitamins those are in those are, carrots is good for what? If they white, then they good for a certain part of your body. If they purple, they good for a certain part of your body. We'll just go with red fruits because they got a lot. Red is antioxidants. So the apples, cherries. You eating apples, you antioxidants, antitoxins. So if you eating them, you cleaning your spirits up. Then secondly, you're cleaning your person. That was a lot. Think about it. Let it weigh on you. Think about what I'm saying. But you remember the cow, the fish, the shrimp, those things are not living anymore. They have no spirits. It takes life to give life. The sun is alive. We know that because it's shining on the earth, and the earth is eating up the alive sun rays, and it's growing because the earth is alive. Earth with an F. The earth is alive. And then we standing on it, and listen, you gotta eat the plants. It gotta be 90% plants, 10% meat if you still gonna eat meat. I choose not to do it. Remember, the game is 90% mental, and mental on here is spiritual, and 10%. Oh, okay. Then y'all get it now. Y'all get how you supposed to eat. If it's 90% mental, and mental is something you can't see, And on here, we call mental to spiritual. So then the game is 90% spiritual and 10% physical. So you need to eat more spirit and only 10% of the other stuff. That's game for the day, man. We out. One yourself.